Hey YouTube, just kind of wanted to show what's going on here here in December. Just show you the full yard. Still got a couple spots. If you really get up close, I got a couple bare spots still. Some spots just always didn't have trouble coming in, but or staying. They come up fine, but it's just getting it to actually permanently germinate or actually grab root below the surface. But um, definitely a work in progress. But that whole side over there just came in perfect. But this side over here, and what I just kept doing, because what I had a problem with is you kind of can't see it. I don't know if you can see it, but my yard is sloped. In this area, there's a slope, or was a slope, right? I filled it in, or I started filling it in with some dirt just from a box store, and I haven't planted after filling it this time. But what I plan on doing is, and you kind of can see it a little bit, but those areas right through here is lower than over there. And what's happening is when it's rain, when it storms, when it storms pretty hard, it puddles. It used to puddle right through here and just create like a fungus. So that's what I'm trying to focus on coming up, or prepare for the next year. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but my yard is higher than my neighbor's yard, and that's just been for me constantly trying to build it up with dirt. It took a quite bit of bags for me to, and I kind of don't like doing it in one big setting because I'm not trying to really break my back like that. So I do it kind of in sections. Like I'll probably buy like 10 bags and just do an area. But right now I'm kind of just letting it do, it's just letting it do whatever it's gonna do, and just keep cutting it. I cut it at 2 inches. But yeah, it is looking awesome though. That the majority of what came in is peat GCI tall fescue, and that's probably what I will replant going forward into the next year. I probably could have actually reseeded. I probably could still reseed, to be honest, just because of the weather that's here at the beach. It's, even though it's cold, probably February, you know, it'll be our coldest months. But like right now, it just feels amazing. I probably could have seeded 2 weeks ago, and it probably would have started germinating probably right now. I probably should have did that, to be honest, but kind of got a lot of stuff going on from working, and newborn baby, and projects just here and there. I gotta, once I actually get my grass how I want it around my rocks, I'm gonna redo them how I got them over there. But I kind of don't, it's fine, but I'll probably redo it and use like that half moon tool that allows you to go probably about 2 to 3 inches deep and remove that dirt over there into the mulch bed, and then just kind of fix some stuff or whatever, just make it look cleaner. But I'm definitely just focusing on the grass right now. That area over there that I still am working on is still definitely a future project that I kind of gotta look forward to renovating this coming year. So really the focus going to be building this up a little bit more and reseeding this whole area with GCI tall fescue. And that's not going to be too crazy while I reseed and renovate this right here. I'll probably overseed the areas that have already came in. I'll probably dethatch the existing grass, probably bag up after I dethatch. Then I probably will overseed with triple action. I may do some alorgonite mixed in to help um, germinate grass seed. After that, I may do tenacity to stop any pre-emergence or um, weeds from trying to germinate while our new seed is coming up. But yeah, this is kind of what we look like over here. This spot has probably been, this spot over here has probably been the worst, one of the worst spots I've had to actually deal with. And what happens is it germinates, it comes up, but eventually it dies out because this side of my house doesn't get as much sun, so it stays too moist, right? So what I think I'm going to do, I possibly will use um I think I may go with some Jonathan's green grass seed. I did use some of that over there. Then I did, so it's like a mix of different grass seeds that's in my grass, but the majority of it is GCI, a tall fescue from Pete. But there is some mixed in grass seeds, and one of the mixes was Jonathan's green, because there's another shaded area that I had an issue with, and it is right up here. And this tree kind of blocks the sun sometimes from getting in that area right in there. That area, that whole area, is Jonathan's green dense shade. I'm thinking about doing it over there because it mixed in well with Pete's GCI. Like, you can't even tell those are two different, actual turf type talk, two different type of grass seeds or grass blends, varieties, whatever you want to say. But so yeah, this is definitely the plan. I just think I just recently, my wife just recently bought me a drone, and it's just, look at the different, it just happens every year. Like, my wife be like, man, it's just absolutely insane. But this is the probably the worst side. But if I was to take the video on the other side like I normally do, you would just, it just looks so much better. But I kind of want to show the bad, because there's going to be spots in a yard that tends to have trouble more than others based on how much sun it does not get. So you kind of got to figure out how much water to use in these spots that's having trouble, because I have sprinklers set up. I have one right here, and when I actually fix them, I'll really adjust it to how I want. But those two sprinklers that's near my tree are positioned to exactly how I want to do it, and I just got to build this area up for where it has been so much fungus and so many problems once it rains. But once I build up that area, those two sprinklers are exactly where I want them. So that front sprinkler right there will do all of this over here, right? All of that up into my Camry over there, maybe halfway right in there. And then that sprinkler will do the opposite side. It'll do from here all the way over to here. So it'll be able to get both of those areas. But I have a problem going right here, right? And I don't want to put a sprinkler right here because it's going to spray to my house. It's gonna, I don't want all of that water getting on my house from it just being so much mildew or mold because the sun doesn't be over here as much. So this sprinkler right here does from here all the way to about right there, right? But it does not be able to reach all the way over here. So I put another sprinkler that's just up out of the ground. I'm not running it right now because it doesn't matter. but I have a sprinkler just attached to a garden hose coming up out of the ground right there that will do the remaining of this yard. um so it's definitely it's constantly doing something in the yard. I know right now it's pretty much me just cutting it, but when it becomes summertime, you just got so many more obstacles to come up against when it comes to the humidity, of it being hot, and just humidity in general. That's just one of my biggest issues for sure as far as tall fescue. But you can do the fungus, the fungicides. You can do, you know what I mean, figure out what you want to do or whatever works best for you. But definitely do it before the humidity comes. And if your yard becomes damaged from fungicide, there's no way to damage, there's no way to repair it. You'll have to scaffold that area up and remove that fungicide and replant new grass seed in order for it to become a better lawn. But what you could do is try to attack it before you know it's coming. So you kind of got to prepare ahead for the future as opposed to trying to fix stuff in the moment. So that's probably the best advice I can give you as far as if you were to transition over to a tall fescue grass. Is probably one of the biggest problems is fungus. But this is one of the main reasons why I love it, is because when it becomes wintertime, you have people commenting on the yard and asking, what is that? You know, so that's just one of the best comments that you probably could give me, is to ask me what kind of grass seed I got. And if my wife was to hear it, she'd be like, oh Lord, here we go. So, but yeah, I love it though. I'll be out here every single day. But like every morning before I go to work, I do plumbing. So I love plumbing too. But I was a branch manager. Now I'm kind of into the more of sales of plumbing that I love too. But every day I go to work, I like back up in my cul-de-sac and literally just look at my grass probably for like 3 minutes. And in the morning it just look different. It looks different in the morning. So, but yeah, it's definitely a process. You gotta have like a mindset to see something before it's actually here. Like before my yard was green, like last year, I told my wife what it was going to be without even her seeing it. So, and she believed me. She believed whatever I got going on, just because of how much I'm consistent at doing something. Like I told my neighbor across the street, her over there, I told her it's not gonna have a choice but to come up. It's not gonna have a choice but to come up how much I'm finna be out here. So, you know, whatever it take to be that different. But I'll show you what it looked like. Oh, but yeah, to go back about, my wife just brought me a drone, and I'm probably going to start taking videos with it up in the air. I just this spot right here. Man, like if I could tell you how many times I done got grass seed to come up and then it dies off. So, but it's just different areas that just tend to do good. And those one areas you'll have to build up with some good soil, build it up with some good soil. And like what I used to do, because I just kind of self-taught myself, I didn't really know too much about, you know, grass seed as much as what I do now. But what I was doing, and don't do this if you're planning on reseeding or whatever, is I was using the existing ground in order to plant new grass seed. You cannot use your original ground in order to renovate your yard. You have to bring in new dirt. You got to build up your old yard maybe an inch or two higher to get new soil. The grass seed may come up, but it's gonna die because the actual original dirt is not good enough in materials or whatever, minerals or whatever it needs to thrive. So you have to bring in new dirt, and that is pretty costly. So, you'll buy some grass seed depending on how much of an area that you got. You'll buy some grass seed, it's probably $200, you know what I mean? And then you gotta buy dirt, it's probably $300, it's like $500. That is not going to guarantee you 100% of germination. So you may do 75 to 80% germination, which means you're going to have to reseed again. And this is just steps that you're going to have to get into the mindset of knowing before you overseed or renovate. There's not going to be 100% germination rate. You could do 70%, and it's going to take time for you to be able to get the yard totally flush. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. Like, from far away, you can see that this is pretty thick. But if you was to actually go down in here, there are some spots. Like, there is gaps, right? So, and it's just gonna take time. It's just gonna take time. See, I've actually put new dirt in here with and mulching leaves or whatever you want to do from you having trees. But if you actually go in here, like, there's pretty big spaces, and the only thing you could do is just keep overseeding and using fungicide and staying up on the existing lawn to try it from dying out. But the grass is gonna die and regrow. No matter what you do, it's gonna come back and die and come back and die. So one thing I probably can recommend too is, if you do have fescue, is to keep it high in the winter time, so it could actually not take so many minerals for it to come back if you were to cut it low. Now when it comes to Bermuda or whatever, I'm not too knowledgeable about that, but I do watch some videos, and they do be able to cut it super low and whatever. But in the winter time, but just look at that. So what the plan is to get this side like that side, and it just take patience, bro. Like, that's anything in life. Like, it just take patience. Like, I be thinking, like, I be seeing so many kids, because in the trade that I'm in, want instant gratification. Like, I don't know if you watch my other videos, but I'm getting into trading, and I'm already setting my mind up to where I'm not gonna really know how to do it until 2 years. That's honestly what I really think. Like, I am kind of doing a little bit of stuff with crypto or whatever, but I'm really trying to learn the actual charts as opposed to actually starting to trade to get $200 a trade. Not saying that it's not possible, but I would rather actually put the time in to learn something as opposed to getting it instantly, because it could leave just as fast. So you might as well put the time in to do something. Like, when I put the time in to get this grass how I want it, this is the outcome, right? And you just got to be patient. You just got to be patient, though. That's it. But you can clearly tell the right hand side of my yard is sloped. This area right here, we still have to add some dirt to, but this area over here I have built up pretty good. I just haven't reseeded. I should have really reseeded probably 2 weeks ago. But like I said, though, I'll be having stuff going on, though. That's why I got a spot right here. So another one of the issues that I have is, so you can kind of see these little spots, and when you overseed, this is like the first year of this grass being like this. So within 2 to 3 years, I'm really gonna have it like full. It's not rocket science to get it full. You just have to disturb the dirt that you already have, bring in new dirt, bring it up to the level of the original of the existing yard, and then overseed those spots where you see those spaces, right? And then you can use some type of material to cover up your new grass seed to stop birds from eating it or whatever. But you got to make sure it stay watered after you cover it with wheat straw, whatever you want to use. I don't use wheat straw, I don't really like it, but I honestly stopped using coverings at all. I just put my grass seed down, and I actually have been hand watering, but because I do some of my stuff in sections, like I'll do that as a section so I can focus in on making sure that germinates. But however you want to do it is up to you. You know, somebody can't tell you like you should oversee right now, you should do the whole thing, because sometimes you don't have the actual finances to be able to do everything at once, but you want that area to look better. So you do whatever it fits your lifestyle. But um yeah, what I've been doing after I do overseed, I actually just hand water or whatever. But this sprinkler, right, it is so close to my edge but so far away from my corners that that's another area that's a problem. And it's just adjusting sprinklers. Like, it's so much into having grass like that you really like, that sets you apart from your neighbors or whatever, your people on the street or whatever you want to do. So I used to have sprinklers at each corners, right? So I had one near, and it sprayed here to there, right? Whatever. Next one, spray here to here to over there, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? You had one over there that sprayed from here, that zone. And it, to be honest, the reason why I didn't like it because of how many lines would have been in the ground. I kind of ran my own lines, and they're just the black rubber lines. I didn't really go into freaking doing a whole irrigation, because with my fescue doesn't need to get watered like that until we have a very hot summer. Then I'll put some water down or whatever. But if we have normal cool days, then yeah, you could just let the fescue just thrive on its own, and it'll be totally fine. Like right now, I haven't watered my grass at all, you know, and look how green it is. So you could put more Loganite down or whatever um, product you want to put down to help keep it green, but you don't have to water it until it gets summertime. Um, and also keeping it high. If you keep it high in the winter and the summertime allows it to the summertime allows the soil to stay moist while the heat is hitting the top of it, so hitting the top of the blades. So one thing you want to make sure you do as well is cut frequently, even though it doesn't look like it needs to be cut. Cutting at a frequent time, like 3 times a week, or I'm sorry, not 3 times a week, but like every week, maybe. Depending on how fast it's growing, maybe 2 times a week. I know right now when I'm doing this every week, I probably cut it every Sunday.